Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing Sena's endings today, starting with, I think it's called the Heavenly End. Let me just, I made a save file because I didn't want to go through the ending song again. Pull up his thing real quick. Alright, so we're going to start with the Heavenly End. Right after she gave her soul to Sena to save him from disappearing, and I think she died. But we'll see, because a month has passed since then. See what happens. I will leave timestamps down below if you want to go see the endings in a certain order. But I'm going to put the timestamps where the choices start because it's kind of unclear where the endings start. Especially since we don't have the red text highlight on anymore. So you just kind of have to like pick up. You just kind of have to notice when the lines start changing. Anyway, about a month has passed since then. After the incident, Sena regained his strength and, as expected, was upset about what I did. However, Koyo and I encouraged and supported him, preventing him from turning into a wraith. As we continued to spend our days together, Sena's spirit eventually brightened and he seemed to accept the situation. Why would he be upset though? I mean, like, I know he's mad that she died, but his dark thoughts was like, I could be even more dangerous than Hibiki because I kind of want her to stay here with me. He even said that he might even kill her to make it happen. I don't understand. As for me. Well, Mom, sis, I'm heading out. I waved my hands in front of my house to see my family off to work. Since my disappearance, things from the outside appeared to go back to normal. But I knew. When they came home alone, the two of them would often cry. I really am so sorry. When I was a living ghost, I was too scared to be near them. It was too painful. Now, however, I knew that watching their pain and grief was something I had to do. After all, this was my fault. I absentmindedly watched the two of them leave when I heard a whimpering sound from behind me. Good morning, Totodamaru. Good morning, Sayaka. I knew that Sayaka couldn't hear me, but she looked in the direction of the dog's whimpers. Gave me a small smile.
Misa, そこにいるんだよね.
She seemed to be accepting her friend's death rather well. Yes, I'm here.
あなたの身に何があったのか、私にはわからないけど、今もセナさんと一緒なんだよね。
Leave it to my best friend to know exactly what I'm up to.
あなたが笑っていられる世界なら、それでいいから。幸せでいてね。
Sayaka. Thank you, I am happy.
さ、行くよ、殿田丸。
I watched her and Totodamaru leave and then stared up at the empty sky. After that, I went on a little walk and headed to the park to wait for someone to arrive.
Misa-chan, ごめん、待った?
No, I just got here, so don't worry. I smiled and shook my head. He had arrived exactly on time for our meeting. So, have all the fans headed home today?
花束を備えてくれたよ。
It seems like more and more people by the day. The sightings of you on social media have increased too. Over the past month, whenever I went to school, the topic of Sena had become one that never failed to excite the girls in my class.
さっきのファンの子たちもちょっと噂してたんだけど。なんと、セナ君去年19には熱愛報道が出てるらしいんだ。
Oh, can they see Misa now? Huh? Sena mentioned something interesting. He said that someone posted on social media about Sena walking around with a female ghost. A female ghost.
いやー、まさか死んでから女性関係で話題になっちゃうなんて、スター性出ちゃったかな。
Is that something to be happy about?
嬉しいに決まってるでしょ。週刊誌公認の中になるかもだし。
That sure would be something. But all of your fans are going to hate me.
うんうん、それは大丈夫。今度霊感のある人が来たら、僕の彼女ですって発表しとくから。
I was only kidding around, but he sounds serious. That's a joke, right? Sena shook his head from side to side while letting out an audible sigh.
だってミサちゃん、最近愛の言葉言ってくれないんだもん。だから外堀から埋めようと思って。
Suddenly, Sena pulled my hand. Ah. Oh my
幽
goodness.
霊になる前はあんなに素直だったのに。
He's pinned her to the ground. Oh my goodness. He stared down at me, a slightly resentful look in his eyes. I was at a total loss for words. About that.
吊り橋効果で高ぶってただけとか言ったりしないよね。僕泣いちゃうよ。
He's like, shower me with affection. I want to hear your love. Something had occurred to me lately. I had always thought that Sena was a calm person, but he was actually quite possessive. I know, right? Oh, well, I guess I haven't had the chance to tell you how I feel recently. I mean, the way I feel about you, the love I have for you, that's never going to change.
うんうん。それで
Tell me more.
続きはもっと愛の言葉は
I love his teasing so much. I don't have much else to say. What exactly is it that you want, Sena? What's going to make you satisfied?
おかしな質問をするね。僕はいつも満たされてるよ。ただ、お腹いっぱいにならないだけで。だって、どんなに愛の言葉を重ねても、どんなに触れ合っても足りない。僕はいつでも、いくらでも、君が欲しくてたまらないんだから。
Oh, I see. Can you imagine if they were kind of visible right now, where Sena's got a girl pinned to the ground? His feelings of deep love and affection made me happy. Yet I worry sometimes that I couldn't communicate my feelings well enough, and that would leave him unsatisfied. Still, keeping things as they are might be for the best. After all, my feelings for him wouldn't lose to anyone. That was a cute ending. That made me blush. Heavenly end, love from the soul. Yeah, Sin is definitely my type of guy trope. Definitely.
君との幽霊ライフは楽しすぎて成仏できなさそうだよ。ずーっとこのままでいたいな。本当に大好き。君も言って。僕への思いを。いくら伝えられても足りないから。
Alright, we're gonna save the godly end for last, so we're gonna do bad endings now. We're gonna start with save file 2, reject his wishes. Let's see. Save file 2. Oh, respect his wishes, not reject. What should I do? So I think this is the context of she's trying to find him in the park. I don't think she has the Magatama yet because that was later on. And she wants to help him cross over, and Sayaka was like, maybe he doesn't want to cross over. So we're gonna respect his wishes. I should respect Sena's wishes.
いいの？だって悪霊化しちゃうって。
The fans support him for now at least, but when they're gone, maybe when that happens, Sena will have his eyes set on crossing over. Besides, that's what he told me, that he wanted to cross over, so I believed him. You believed wrong. Then, a few years later... Years, dang. Phew. I squinted nostalgically at the station. I had moved to Tokyo after graduating from culinary school and became a pastry chef. It's been a long time. Because my work started so early in the morning, I began renting a house near my work. My mom told me to come back here often, but I just couldn't bring myself to. I had so many memories here. Good memories, bad memories. Memories that continue to haunt me. I simply began to follow my feet until they led me towards the park. It was here that I had a strange experience exchanging words with him so long ago. This really takes me back. I looked up at the unchanging sky and let out a long breath. The wind carried it whispers of his name. Sena, it's been a long time. I'm living in the city now. Thanks to you, I've taken a step towards my dream. I whispered the words to someone I wasn't sure could hear me. As if in response to my words, a fresh breeze blew across my face. That was so like him, I couldn't help but suspect it was him. I'm sure he's still here with me. That's right. The story of the boy gazing at the stars was not forgotten by the people here. They still talk about the genius idol who lost his life and still greets his fans. Even now, there were occasionally sightings of Sena gazing up at the stars at night on the web's various urban legend forums. Sena. Did he remember me? I couldn't say for sure. Are you still there? With the soft wind caressing my cheek, I smiled softly and turned back to that place. I had grown up, gotten older, and taken my first steps into adulthood. Yet there were times when I felt as though my mind was still trapped here. Still stuck in the time when I spent a few days with the boy who stared at the stars. It was a nice, peaceful, bad ending, wasn't it? No one died. Ending the eternal one-sided love. I was for sure he's going to turn into a wraith on that one or something, but I don't know how she would know that. Let's see. Save file 2, stay put. Well, this was probably definitely a bad ending. Got Hibiki in it. Alright. Stay put. What's this one then? Okay, that goes down to the godly end. Okay, so we're going to stay in the classroom. We're not going to flee. Alright, we're going to stay put. Could I really just leave Sena there and escape by myself? If I leave now, I know I'll never see him again. I blinked at these as these thoughts ran through my head. He's going to get you. In that instant, I felt myself swallowed by despair. Hibiki grabbed me by the arm, and I was so terrified I couldn't even scream. Why? I stared down at my arm, which Hibiki clutched in his hand.
驚きました?普通なら聖者と死者は互いに干渉できないけど。
His desires for you makes him a tangible thing. Hibiki's other hand caressed my cheek.
ここは僕の世界ですから。断りは僕でしかない。
The blood in my veins turned to ice, and I felt something cold and dark run through me. I'm gonna say you're gonna feel his words. Hate.
強くいなきゃ。とにかく強く。こんなことになったのは全部あいつのせいだ。
If I can... Oh, dang it. I get to read that.
そうなったらどんなに愉快だろう。
Sorry, Misa. I'm so sorry. I will get you out of here. Even if I have to give up my life. You said those words. Opening my heavy eyelids, I saw a familiar sight. What? Why? The staircase dyed red with the colors of the setting sun. Uh-oh. Ah! The mirror, it stained black. Frantically, I looked around, but the only thing out of place was the mirror. No, it wasn't only that. My body feels so strange. My body, my heart, it all felt terribly cold. It was as though I had been swallowed up by the things I'd seen before. So cold. Sena, where are you? Don't understand.
どうしたというの?なぜ幽霊に?
Did he kill her just now? Yui. She's gonna turn into a wraith.
鏡、何があったの？
Sena. Sena? Hey, have you heard of the Grasp of the Mirror story? That's right, the mirror on the staircase, it recently turned black, right? The school called someone to come take a look at it, but that person ended up falling down the stairs and nearly died. Oh, take it down. not take a look at it. If it happened once, you'd think it was just some kind of freak accident, right? But it's already happened 3 times. Plus, everyone who fell down the stairs said they were pushed or heard some voice say, "Don't take him away from me." They say it sounds like a young girl's voice. That one's even scarier than Kara, right? Anyway, some people are so scared that they've stopped using that staircase. Giggle. That's the last thing that they say. Now she's the new mirror ghost. So Sena's trapped in the mirror. Somehow she got pushed out and died. And now she haunts the mirror, waiting for Sena to come back. That one was certainly interesting. Alright, we're gonna go down the Godly End now. Yay! This one should be a good one. Sometimes the Godly End is even better than the Heavenly End, although the Heavenly End I really liked. Alright, we're gonna say, I am not scared of you. I'm not scared of you.
どうして?
Because I know that even if you say those things, you never hurt me. Because I know that if given the same choice, you'd send me off and pray that I live a happy life on my own. My words were full of sadness, and Sena's face clouded over.
君は僕のことを優しいって誤解してると思う。
Yeah, it's not kindness, it's possessiveness.
ちょっと話を戻そうか。
Sena exhaled lightly, a bitter smile still on his face.
君が鏡に問いかけてた時さ。僕も響くんと一緒に近くで見てたじゃない。
We're gonna see if we can skip the next unread text. Alright. Next choice is, I guess I have to go back, but we've already read this, so we're gonna go ahead and skip again. Alright, Hibiki's here, we must flee. We're gonna skip again. And in that case, maybe we can return to the real world. And I'm going to skip red until we get to a spot we haven't seen. Alright, so Hibiki has appeared, and she's worried that Sena is going to disappear if Hibiki attacks him. There's nothing else I can do here. The more I hesitated, the longer Sena had to fend off Hibiki.
君に続いて僕も飛び込むから。だから急いで。
But can you really go? His voice gave me the final push I needed. I nodded my head and leapt through the mirror. As soon as I returned to the mortal realm, I fell hard on the floor, the wind completely knocked out of me. The red light that stained the stars were not from the moon, but from the setting sun. The sight spread out before me was one I'd seen countless times. My school after classes were over and the students had gone home. I'm back. I breathed a sigh of relief, but quickly came to my senses. I shakily stood up and called out to the empty halls that surrounded me. Sena, where are you? If you're there, answer me. I shouted loudly, but then I realized, having returned to this world as part of the living, I wouldn't be able to see him. As Sena successfully escaped, was he standing next to me at this very moment? Or had Hibiki captured him? Had he been too late to make it out safely? If I couldn't even find that out, what should I do? Suddenly I looked down at the Magatama that was still in my hand. If I infuse it with spiritual power again, even if it's just for a moment, I could find out if Sena was safe. That's it. With that thought in mind, I dashed down the stairs and burst into the infirmary to find it totally empty. That's a relief. I placed the Magatama on the table and called out to whoever might be there. Yui, if you're nearby, I need to ask you to do something for me. Please put some of your spirit into the stone. I knew asking her out of the blue to lend me her power like this was selfish. I didn't even fully comprehend how difficult it was for a ghost to share their power. All I can do was bow my head and ask for this favor. Please, I'm so worried about him. I bowed my head deeply, then pleaded as though in prayer. Then the stone on the table began to shine. Ah. Yui, it's back. Yay. I owed her so much. From the time I was a living ghost to this moment. Yui, thank you. That's enough, thank you. My eyes were dazzled as the stone began to shine even brighter than before. Wait, Yui, if you give that much, you'll put yourself in danger.
俺だから安心しろ。
Oh, is it Kuraha? I miss him so much. I frantically grabbed the stone. I heard a voice come from somewhere and the light flashed before my eyes. That voice just now, Kuraha?
頑張ってね。あなたとは今後話すこともできなくなってしまうけれど、それでもあなたが卒業するまでここで見守っているわ。
さあ、行ってこい。
The stone in my hand began to heat up. I'm gonna cry. I miss Kuraha so much. He was such a sweet character. Go get him. I didn't notice it when I was a living ghost, but a bond had grown between us. I didn't get to say goodbye. Holding back tears, I lifted my head. Kuraha, Yui, thank you. I'll be leaving now. Bowing to those who remained, I stepped out into the hallway. Returning to the landing at the central staircase, I spoke to the Magatama in my hand. Sena, I want to meet you. After my words, the figure of Sena started to faintly appear. Like he did jump through. Sena was sitting with his back leaning against the wall. Sena, are you alright? Even when I called out to him, there was no response. Sena remained limp. What should I do? What should I do? If only I could share the spiritual power Kuraha and Yui just gave me. That's right. The priest said the Magatama had the power to connect people. Then with the power I was given from Yui and Kuraha, maybe I could. I placed the Magatama on Sena's chest. I poured all of my feelings into it. Please give me the power they gave me to Sena. Suddenly I felt the Magatama grow hot. After a few minutes, I slowly removed it. Sena, are you okay? Sena's eyelids twitched, then they slowly opened.
大丈夫。少し疲れてるだけだから。
Thank goodness.
ってあれうつしようなのに君と話せてる。
I'll tell you later. More importantly, where is Hibiki?
それがわからないんだ。
He should be in his world, right? So.
君が鏡を通ったすぐ後に僕も鏡でここに戻ったんだけど。
Judging from Sena's condition, it seemed that Hibiki didn't chase after him, even though he was so obsessed. Now that he mentioned it.
どういう用事なのかは聞かないが、それに話しかけても無駄だぞ。引きこもっていて出てこないからな。
If he's always in there, maybe it's just normal for him.
とりあえずもう追ってこないと思う。来るならとっくに来てるはずだし。
That's true. Either way, we both escaped, and it's all thanks to you.
偉そうに言って結局見逃してもらったとかちょっとかっこ悪いな。
No way. When you protected me before Sena, that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
面と向かって言われると照れるね。
He scratched his head sheepishly before smiling softly back at me.
さて無事にこうして帰ってこられたわけだけど君と今話ができてるのって その勾玉のおかげなんだよね。
Right. We both turned our gaze to the stone we held in our hands. Like sand slipping through an hourglass, the light of the stone seemed to slip away with each passing second. But Sena and I knew exactly what that meant.
もう時間もなさそうだし、少し一緒に歩こうか。
Yeah, okay. Surely this will be our last time together. When the Magatama turns black again, I will have to say goodbye to Sena. We slowly walked together as the sun sank below the horizon and the stars began to glitter above. So much time has passed, and yet I remember it like it was yesterday. If he's feeling better, why is he still slightly transparent? Or is this just because he's a ghost now in the human world? Anyway, when I became a ghost, when Koyo helped me, and when I met you.
僕も覚えてるよ。君が僕の目を覚ましてくれたことも、こうして一緒にデートしたことも。
Nestling up closer together, we placed our hands atop one another and continued our walk. This is where we met, huh? Back then, I never imagined things would end up like this. The more I thought back on our time together, the more my heart trembled with sadness. Sena, there's one thing I want to ask of you. After we say goodbye today, I don't want you to come see me for at least a week.
どうして？
I'm probably going to cry a lot, and I don't want you to see me like that. After 1 week, you can come visit me again.
ごめん。それは無理。
What?
僕は君のそばにいたいんだ。涙を拭ってあげられなくても、胸を貸してあげられなくても、それでも君が涙を流すとき、僕は必ず隣に寄り添っているよ。
Sena gently touched my cheek, my eyes already brimming with tears.
多分僕もつられて泣いちゃってるかもしれないけど。
I know, right? Seeing him smile filled my heart with love. And as great as that love was, I felt an equal amount of sadness. Why couldn't we have met some other way? Next, we stopped by the sea. Hearing the sound of the small waves lapping against the shore, we looked at one another. Then, with his fading smile, began to speak.
ミサちゃん、僕からもお願いがあるんだけど。
What is it?
好きって言ってほしい。
Oh, the music started. She wanted to tell him that right before she disappeared, and he's like, don't tell me.
きっとこれが最後だからね。
My lips opened and closed silently. There was too many things I wanted to tell him. My lips trembled as I began to find the words to say, and a gentle breeze caressed my face.
時間切れかな。
You better tell him. Wait. As if in response to my lack of words, a breeze came in across the sea and swept him away. His fingertips, his hands, his toes and feet, all gradually melted into the wind. Then finally I spoke. I love you. These 3 little words were what I thought of him and what he meant to me. I love you, Sena. Sena smiled softly back at me. His outstretched hand began to disappear with the breeze. Then in the moment where nearly all of him was completely taken away with the wind,
僕も
all that remained was the sound of his voice.
大好きだよ。
They were the last words I would hear from him, and I fell to my knees. Sena. The days with Sena were happy and fulfilling. That was why partying was so painful, so lonely. Really, he's still here in that case. I'll never forget you. Thank you. I didn't like that. That made me cry. I was trying to hold it together while I read.
瞳に映り色が焦ってく優しい冷気に涙を見せないで触れられない届かないあなたのそばで救われる私は変わらないのですいつまでも続くようなこの時や優しさが時に悲しく心を揺らすのです見えるはずのなかった瞳の奥も少しずつ見つめることができるのだとどこまでも追ってくる不安や悲しみはありもしない現実を見せてくれる あなたに馳せる想いも足元に吹く風も変えられない出来事もあなたらしく全て変えられるわこの記憶がなくなってしまっても
I think I tapped my mic too hard when I muted. I think it popped. But that's still not the end. There's still a CG here in this one, so it's going to continue on after that. Luckily that gave me enough time to stop crying so much. No matter how joyful the meeting or how painful the parting, time passes and tomorrow will come. And so it was after I parted with Sena. I didn't have time to wallow about our parting. I simply went to school as normal. I placed flowers in the vase in the nurse's office and thanked Yui and Kurtaha for their help. I gazed at the mirror where Hibiki lived and wondered what became of him. Then at lunch that day,
ねえ、相談してもいい？進路のことなんだけど。
what's up?
大学についていろいろと調べてるんだけど。成美女子大のオカルト研究部は県で一番の部員数を誇ってるから、第一志望はここだと思うの。
Yeah, cult club.
でも私としては都市伝説に特化した都市伝説研究部がある海峡大学も捨てがたいんだよね。あとは神宮寺短大ね。岡県はないけど文学サークルが江戸海乱法系怪奇小説の専門で。
Wait, Sayaka.
だって私の好きなことってそれなんだもん。いけない？
No, not smart. Don't you think your mom's going to be upset if you do that?
そこはもちろんごまかすよ。学部の理念に共感したのでとかそんな感じで。
Is that so? Speaking of which, I wanted to help you decide which club to join, but I don't think I can. What about going for a campus visit?
それはもちろん行くつもり。ちょっと怖いけど勇気を振り絞って行ってくるよ。
Saika might still feel uneasy about moving forward without me, but I could tell. He was trying to get rid of those fears. That's right, do your best. I'll be supporting you in spirit.
嬉しいな。ありがとう。
So what, is Misa not going to go to college?
というか、 気になっていたことがあるんだけど、今日はすっごく目が腫れてるよね。
No, I'm not crying, I promise. Yeah, about that.
セナさんのことで何かあったの？
Yeah. I wanted to tell Sayaka everything, but I worried I might start crying if I did. Hey, do you have time after school today? I asked Sayaka to keep her afternoon free and invited her to my house, where I told her everything that happened the previous day. It was just the previous day? Oh my goodness. After I finished telling her, Sayaka stared intently at the magatama on the table.
好きなのにもう会えないか。
Even now, I feel like he's right beside me.
そんな気もする。話からしてあなたのこと本当にすごく好きなんだと思うし。
But he promised he would never go into your house, though.
でもそれならミサは下手に恋愛できないね。セナさんが相手をたたりそうだし。
I might curse you. It was typical of Sayaka to say something like that with a totally straight face. He wouldn't do that. Trying to play it off as a joke, I laughed as Sayaka also flashed a brief smile.
セナさんとの恋愛を経てからの次に好きになる人か。めっちゃハードル上がるね。
Might be right about that. Pretty high bar to clear, right? Then even though there was no wind in the room, a water bottle fell over and began rolling away.
セナさん怒ってるね。こりゃやきもちが激しいタイプだわ。
Extremely jealous. Yeah, I know, right? I couldn't help but laugh dryly as Sayaka confidently attributed the rolling water bottle to Sena.
まあでも本当の意味で二度と会えないわけじゃないよね。
Huh? Sayaka picked up the magatama before gently placing it in my hand.
だってさっきの話の中でもそうだったじゃない？
I know, just become like a priest and then you can fill the magatama with power whenever you need it, right?
このマガタマの力は一度なくなっても時間はかかるけど回復するって。だからほら、織姫と彦星みたいに年1回とかなら会えそうじゃない？
Yeah, that's true, but could we really meet again?
どれくらいで力が貯まるのか、早く貯めるにはどうすればいいのか調べないとね。
You look into that for me.
もちろんマガタマ由来の一説にはね、太陽と月という惹かれ合う2つをかたどっているという説があるの。これは陰陽思想の対極図に詳しいんだけど、陰と陽つながる2つのイメージと考えると、つくも神社の祭神が縁を結ぶ大国主。
Thank you. That makes me really happy. Yes, please. I knew that if she got started, she wouldn't stop, and I quickly gave her the magatama. I'll ask the priest if he can lend it to us for a little longer.
そっちは任せた。よーし、頑張っちゃうよ。それじゃ早速帰って調べるね。
You're leaving now? Ignoring my attempts to stop her, Sayaka rushed home. But if what she said is true, holding onto that sliver of hope, I picked up the plastic bottle. Then it sure would be nice if we could meet, right? I murmured softly to myself, hoping he still might be there. Then as time went on a July night under the sky full of stars, I visited the beachfront park alone to meet him.
織姫様、見つけた。
Oh, I called her princess. Who are you calling princess? Is he able to touch her too? That's so sweet.
だって1年ぶりの再会だよ。明日にはまた会えないんだよ。しかも、綺麗な天の川の下。 これはもう実質彦星と織姫様でしょ。
Maybe there's something to that. But is that really the first thing you're going to say to me after not seeing me for so long?
話すこといろいろ考えてたんだけど、実際に本人を前にしたら忘れちゃってさ。
That's cute. To think that even the great idol Sena would forget his lines.
そりゃあるよ。そもそも君と会うときはアイドルじゃなく、ただのセナだし。ステージの上と大好きな人の前は全く違う緊張感があるんだから。
Seeing that things were still the same with us even after a year, I sighed in relief. Even if it's only once a year, as long as I can meet you, Sena, it's worth it. Asayaka is still pretty confident she can get it up to twice a year.
期待しておくね。
It's so long, though. We put our hands on top of one another. We felt the slight warmth. I could hear his words. Our eyes met and we smiled together. That alone filled me with joy.
ねえ、こっちの手。僕の動きに合わせてくれる？
Sena moved his hand closer to my lips. Like a princess and a knight. Isn't it normally the opposite?
これでいいんだよ。僕は君が欲しくてたまらないから、君からのキスがたくさん欲しい。
Well, I want that too.
何言ってるの？いつも君にしてるよ。
Do you now? Huh?
おでことか、頬とか、もちろん唇も。お休みの時と寝起きは欠かさず。
That would be so embarrassing. That's not fair. I can't do anything.
こればっかりは幽霊の特権だからね。
He's so adorable.
でも、君がキスしたくなったらいつでも呼んでね。駆けつけるから。
I'll come running. That's really funny. He's so eager to kiss her. That's not really the issue here. Well, but I'm happy. After that, we continued to talk beneath the starry sky. We talked about the past year, the year to come, filling the empty spaces of time apart.
そうだ。また一年、君と話せなくなる前に、聞かせてくれないかな。君の目指している夢を。
I mean, you're with her every day. What did you know? You can ask, but if you've been watching over me, you already know, right? I know, right?
君の口から直接聞きたいんだ。
Oh, we're back to this. He wants to hear it from your words.
今や君の夢は僕の夢。君は僕のすべてだからね。
I'll tell you. I softly cleared my throat and opened my mouth. Just like when he spoke to me, his eyes bright about his dream, I too would tell him mine, eyes ablaze. The one I loved stared back at me, his eyes sparkled in the night sky above. That was really cute. I don't know. One's bittersweet, and then one is just cute, I guess. There's always a bittersweet one in all of these, I feel. Spoilers again. Hibiki... Dang it.
君と視線を交わせるのはまた1年後くらいになるかな。待ち遠しくて仕方ないよ。ずっと変わらずに思ってるから。浮気しちゃダメだからね。僕を思って生きていって。その先で待ってるから。
Well, I tried to go back and listen to him talk without being interrupted, but it's fine, whatever. I can't do it. Once it's gone, it's gone. Anyway, I was saying there's always a bittersweet one, and I was gonna say in Hibiki's route, his was when he came to visit her on her graduation and to wish her he had crossed over, and God gave him permission to come down and tell her congratulations on her graduation. That was the bittersweet one for him. I'm trying to remember if she stayed with him as a ghost in the other one. I actually don't remember. Okay, I had to go back and double check. No, she just got to be with him as a normal person, like an alive person, and she just went into his world. Let's see, the bittersweet one in Kudaha's, I would say it was the second one as well. I think they're all the second one, actually. Now that I think about it, all of the godly ends are the bittersweet ones, because in Kudaha, she was with him forever. That's when she kissed him and kept him from disappearing, and it killed herself instead. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to Koya's route now. Sena's route felt incomplete to me. His regrets weren't really touched upon. They weren't really talked about at all, really. It was just kind of, he has regrets so he can never cross over, but then that's it. I guess with Sena, it's like he doesn't want to cross over, so they kind of just forgot about the regrets after that because he was happy where he was. So, I mean, if you come to that conclusion, maybe it feels a little bit more complete, but to me, it just, I don't know. It wasn't really a plot in Sena's route. The plot happened all in the common route, and it was over and she went back by the end of it. And I don't know if that's what's going to happen in Koya's or she's going to be stuck there because she found the last piece of paper in the classroom before she went back. And I don't think that that's going to be in Koya's route because that was like the end of chapter 5 where things kind of branch off and they take a diverse path towards the route that you're going down. So yeah, I want to see what happens in Koya's route. Koya's going to be next, and we're going to be doing a quick go through of the common route, selecting the choices that only apply to him, and that will be a quick, you can click the timestamps if you want to watch just the end of chapter 5, or if you want to watch the whole thing, that's fine too. Anyways, if you guys did enjoy, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.